don't know what's the issue here. See, it's that same one. I understand what's going on. It's this one right there. Push it from underneath. There. Fix the pink. That one's still not. I don't know what the deal is with that one. It just doesn't want to. It just doesn't want to. Maybe I will only get one step done since it's fighting me so much. Check the time when I get this next. We'll see. Let's get this next step done and then we'll see where we're at. And my magnifying light is toast. Needs to be recharged. Yeah, I don't know what the malfunction is going here because I don't have any like this is all from this kit. There's no carryovers from other kits and stuff, so I don't know why some of them are just not connecting well. All right. Woo! Come on, I just need a little bit more. I don't want to open a new one just for this last one. Last little bit of glue out of there. Good. It's like squeezing the last little bit out of a toothpaste, you know? So this one. This goes on here. Like that. To release my fantasy. I gotta figure out a way to stabilize those. Why does it have to be at the front of the bunny that is being so uncooperative? All right. See, even doing that. The pink keeps getting like pushed inward. And once this is closed off, there's going to be no way for me to fix that when it happens. Not if, when. So I've got to figure that out. I think this goes this way. No, got it going this way. So 2 little feet. All right, we're going to leave these upside down. So hopefully, I'll put some weight on here. I'm not sure what. Just to kind of help it a little bit. Hopefully, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be heavy enough. But with that, I want to say thanks again for tuning in. I hope you are enjoying the reminiscing of rabbit shows and the silly things that, always seem to happen, always seem to befall Christina and I, especially going to the Sandpoint, Idaho shows. So with that, please hit that like button, share, subscribe, and of course that notification bell because you want to know when my videos drop. I'll talk to you later. Bye. I keep putting that in. What's going on here? I couldn't tell you winnings or anything from any of the shows we went to. That was a long time ago. I'd have to really pull up the show program. But yeah, what an adventure. But we were warm. We got woke up really dang early, but we were warm. And every day we had to fix our tent because we didn't have tent stakes. And I was not willing to go buy any at that point because I'm like, you know what? No. We have tent stakes. You haven't figured it out yet? I'm very stubborn when it comes to stuff like that. But yeah. So that was adventure number 2 for going to Sandpoint, Idaho. Why am I doing the exact same one? Because I'm not paying attention. Up. 3. 3. Okay. Urge. Back up. Back up. Telling you, this is the problem that I'm having with this particular one. I'm going to have to figure out a way to mark which one I'm on so that I don't keep doing that. Nope, this one. So I did kind of put the call out to Christina, my bestie, and to my daughter, because um, she started going to rabbit shows. She started going to Sandpoint with us on year 3. Um, so she is a member of next week's story. Oh, I got a hair right there. I can see it. I think it might be glued to my finger. There we go. But yeah, so she was kind of the star for us next week. But yeah, I messaged both of them and I said, hey, you rack your brains and other than, and I gave the list of the ones that immediately came to mind for me. And I was like, can you remember any other stories? Any other funny bunny stories? Okay, so something's off here. Because this is supposed to attach here. Let's see. 4 up, up 1, up 3, 3 over 3, 1, 2 over 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's what I did. So that is the last of the Chronicle for today. So for the remainder of the video, just sit back, and I hope you enjoy the music. You'll probably hear me giggle to myself periodically as I continue to film because it's been fun to reminisce and remember the good times on the rabbit circuit. Wait a minute. Some of these are really stubborn, and I don't know why. Okay, so this is supposed to be down here. I figure out where my boo-boo is. One, two, 1, 2, 3. Over 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Aha. One more. Almost done with this glue, and then I can open up the next one. Oh my god. Yeah, I can almost still feel the rumble of those tanks. It was crazy because it was several tanks, and then there was like those really super tall, um, like trucks that carry soldiers. Um, it was a lot. It was a lot. Do it again on that. Dang it. I have no idea where my hammer is at. My actual hammer. What is going on here? What is that for a sec? Okay, that is not right. Hi! We're back again. Episode 3 of Dr. Bunny and the Rabbit Chronicles. Here's where we left off. We've got 2 little feet. I'm going to try to get through steps 3 and 4 during this video because that will combine these 2 feet together and I can then be working on one piece moving up. So I hope you enjoy the time spent here and the stories that go along with this project. And as I said in the last video, I think probably a majority of my memories associated with showing rabbits was linked directly to the Sandpoint, Idaho shows. And today is no different. I don't recall, I believe this is it was the second year. I was second guessing myself. It was the second year we went because it was hot off the heels of last year's debacle with the no ground cover and to show you so here we have the ground cover and we have cleanbacks. So we all are stuck together. We get our bunnies in a rig. Every time we took my Suburban, we were taking bunnies. We had bigger show string this year, and we knew what to expect from the show. So we took more animals with us this time. And so we took my Suburban, and except we have Suburban yet. We took Rusty. It was a Rusty. The reason I remember that is because of what happened the following year. So we loaded Rusty up and headed on our way off to Sandpoint, Idaho for another, annual show. I think at this point they were calling it the Huckleberry versus the Coeur d'Alene, because they I don't know exactly what prompted the name change, but they started serving a pancake breakfast with locally made huckleberry syrup. Yum. So it was nice. It was nice to, to know that we didn't have to be stuck with, hold on, my brain is not processing right now, that we wouldn't have to be stuck with cereal bars or something, or donuts for breakfast. If we didn't want to, we could actually have a decent breakfast. So that was nice. But anyway, we get all loaded up. We make I think it was like 3.5 hour drive, 4-hour drive. Beautiful country. If you've never been up in Sandpoint, Idaho, I highly recommend it if you're in the Pacific Northwest. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place to visit. Sandpoint is at the base of the mountains, which, should have been clue number 1 last year. that it's going to get cold at night because while it may be July, we were at the base of a mountain. But no, I digress. So this year we go in to the show thinking we are totally prepared. We are not going to have a repeat of last year. We have packed a decent amount in the cooler. We're good to go on food. Let's roll. Let's do this, right? So we make the drive over into Idaho. Really uneventful drive. But like I said, beautiful country. We get to the show and we find this nice little spot to pitch our tent. It's kind of off a little bit, which is nice because Christina snores, and she snores really loud. But we found this place that was kind of off next to a building, and there was only room for our one tent, so we didn't have to worry about neighbors or anything like that. So we unload our equipment, and we take the bunnies over to the barn, get them all unloaded, get them all set up, and then we head back over to set up our campsite. I don't take the blame for this event. Why, on God's green earth and in what logic, guess it's man logic, why are the tent stakes not with the tent? Somebody answer, in the comments. If you have any thoughts on why a tent would be packed and the stakes not be with it, right? This would be my husband's doing. He was the last one to use our tent. He went to a car show, camped out. At that point, that was kind of his thing. He was doing car shows. I was doing rabbit shows. And between the two of us, obviously we were sharing equipment. Why no tent stakes? So we're like, okay, we don't have time to deal with this right now because this is a show. Like I said, it's a double show. And so we needed to get back into the showroom. So our quick and dirty solution was to put all our equipment inside the tent that we can't stake down, mind you. We had the ground cover and we have no tent stakes. So we put the ground cover down, we put the tent down, and to keep the tent in place until we could get in there to sleep, we put our ice chest and our sleeping bag and, everything inside. Hunky-dory, right? Should be fine. No worries. That's going to keep everything in place. Until like a tornado force storm decides it's going to roll in. So we are we're in the showroom and we're getting things prepped. We're doing our grooming. We're getting all the stuff, doing our stuff. And not even really thinking about our tent. We're like, it should be fine. The cooler's in there. It's, we weren't worried about it blowing away. Like I said, the cooler's in there. It's got plenty of weight. Well, oh my gosh, this was a heck of a trip. later that night, so it's dinner time ish. So, we head out to our tent, and it looks like a hot air balloon. Okay, so picture that. Picture what a hot air balloon looks like. It's got the basket on the bottom, and it goes up, and then you got the balloon, right? That's what our tent looked like. Their ice chest serving as the basket, and it was twisted. So in the windstorm, it picked up the corners of our tent and continually spun it in a circle, and all the air was trapped on the top of our tent. So it's anchored to the ground by our cooler, and everything else is up in the air. So there's Christina and I, each grabbing the opposite corners of the tent, and we're walking in circles, unwinding our tent. And by this point, we have an audience, because a lot of people kind of were part of the fiasco of the year before. And so I think to some degree, people were like, oh, let's see what's going to happen with these two this year. So we had an audience as we are twisting and untwisting and untwisting and untwisting our tent. Like, okay, all things considered, we're okay. We have ground cover. We have our pillows. We have our sleeping bags. We're going to be fine. We go to bed, and shows start at 8 o'clock. Okay. And you want to be in the showroom at least a half hour before the show starts. More if you didn't get a lot of your grooming and stuff done the night before, because you want to clean butts, you want to clean vents, you want to do a final grooming and get them ready for the show. Well, waking up at 6:30, 7 o'clock to get into the showroom, it's pretty typical. We were used to that, right? Little did we know what was in store for us this year at that show. At 4 o'clock in the morning, 4 a.m., the biggest and loudest noise wakes us out of a dead sleep. The ground is shaking. We're like, we're not in earthquake weather. What the heck is going on here? Or not earthquake weather. We're not in earthquake country. So what the heck is going on? I roll over, unzip the tent, and look outside, and I see a whole military caravan rolling past our tent. Like big monster tanks, military caravan. We didn't know. And I mean, it probably wouldn't have changed anything the night before, even if we had, but we didn't know there was also a military implement show happening at the fairgrounds that same day. So we got woken up by the thunderous entry of all of that equipment rolling by our tent. Now imagine that. You're on the ground, right? You're on the ground, that these big pieces of equipment are now rolling past and rumbling the living daylights out of the ground. not happy. We were very cranky that day because we got woke up way earlier. Why is that not going down? What's going on here? That one didn't want to go down. Um. Anyway, we got woke up way earlier than we normally would have for a show. But we were a little cranky that day. Who would have thought? And how could you plan for that?